Waichasachalt means good day, and welcome to episode 2 of Notes from the Center, brought to you by the Methow Valley Interpretive Center. In today's episode, I want to focus on a couple of things. One is going to be this month and the plant that represents this month, as well as some other aspects of what's been going on this spring. So this month in the nselxcin dialect is known as Spittentin, and that is named after this plant right here that's flowering. This is Spitlim, or the Bitterroot. And the Bitterroot is really quite amazing. It's actually starting to close up a little bit, and you can see this one is already closed. It opens in the morning when the temperature gets to a certain degree, opens up, and then I believe right now it's getting hot, and so they're starting to close up. We're kind of at the end of the Bitterroot time, at least down here where we are, which is near Carlton, Washington. This plant has a really important place in the lives of local Native Americans. It was a very important root for food as well as medicine. So important that it's known as one of the chiefs, the chief of the roots. And you can see here, I harvested a couple, and usually you harvest them before they flower. I wanted to show you guys what they look like today. So you harvest them when the foliage is out, and the foliage looks kind of like a green sea anemone, and then that goes underground, and then these come out. And it's as though it's appearing from nothing, although it already had those leaves. And this is what the roots look like. So here's what the root looks like. And then here's what it looks like after I've taken this outer covering off, which was really quite easy to peel. And what I would do if I was going to eat this is to cut it open. If there is a orange core, I would remove that. It's supposed to be very bitter. And then I would boil it or steam it. These were traditionally steamed in baskets, and then they could be kept. This plant, Spitlim, was so important, and is so important, but historically it was so important that it was an important trade item. So many of the local tribes here, including the Methow tribe, would trade this with other tribes in the region, and I believe even over onto the coast. So this is Spitlim. And if you want to say hello to Spitlim, you can say white. The next part that I want to talk about is something I'm experiencing today, and you can see it's moving. So the wind, in this spring, we've really experienced a lot of wind, which can be maddening. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the positive aspects of wind and introduce you to a few words in the nselxcin dialect. So first, wind, sinut. And a breeze, maybe like what we're having today, would be sininut. A north wind, which would be coming from this direction, would be sihumus. And a south wind, which would be coming from this direction, is schais. A strong wind, and we've had some really strong winds this spring, would be kuten. And a cool summer breeze that we're going to have hopefully this summer soon is sachap. I've also heard that just described as the word for air, sachap. So wind, which can be totally maddening and has been very strong this spring, is really important for pollination. Trees like the ponderosa pine are pollinated by the wind. Also mulach, which is the cottonwood, aspens, a lot of those trees are pollinated by the wind. And then once they have seeds, the seeds are blown. And I've started seeing, I think, some cottonwood seeds already blowing around. So we'll be seeing those soon. That's our summer snow coming from the wind blowing these seeds. Some of the other animals or beings that really require some wind are large raptor birds, turkey vultures being one that flies on the wind. But also right along this ridge, I see melicanoops. That's the golden eagle. I see pekelkane. That's the bald eagle flying right along this ridge here. And I see laliklik hawk, a red-tailed hawk. They all benefit from the updraft of the wind, helping them to be able to fly with more ease. So wind, while it can be kind of crazy and has definitely blown a lot this spring, I do want to honor snoot with the recognition of its importance in pollination and spreading seeds and in helping birds fly, amongst so many other things. And I think that is enough for today. Wai ichi put, which means that's enough or that's all, folks.